This is the Blairing Out with Eric Blair show, and today I'm pleased to have Aexia and Anissa of I Set to Kill. How you guys doing?
Good. How are you doing?
Awesome. What point did you guys realize that music was something that you could do as a career?
I used to sing to the Aladdin soundtrack, so I guess that's when it started for me.
Describe the personalities of the other band members and what you feel they bring to the I Set to Kill sound.
Caleb, he has a really goofy personality, and he always keeps us smiling when we're like, even if sometimes the stuff he says doesn't really exactly make sense, he still keeps us in good moods. Brandon,
he's like the father of the band.
yeah, he keeps us in check.
Yeah, he keeps us in check. And then Greg
is kind of the funny guy too. We got two funny guys.
Now, isn't one of the guys a partier?
Oh, he's the party guy. Yeah.
Greg's the partier?
Yeah, he's got like a Gregormeister tattoo here instead of Jägermeister.
What is your greatest fear?
I'm really scared of the dark,
Really?
like petrified, yeah. When I was little, I used to, when I'd go into my mom's room, the light switch was in the back of the room, and I had to hold my breath all the way. I'd sprint to the back of the room and hold my breath the whole time and then flip it.
And then you, Anissa?
My greatest fear,
When you think of the word fear, what is the first thing that pops into your mind?
being stabbed.
What do you think makes I Set to Kill unique as a band?
It's just the fact that we have, like, my vocals and then a guy screamer.
Yeah.
Because I don't think there's probably not any band that's doing that.
How important was it for you guys to make Revolver Magazine's Hottest Chicks in Metal issue?
I don't know, that kind of just
Still
came out of
yeah,
nowhere.
It came out of nowhere. I was really surprised about that, but it was really cool. Like, we were really excited about it. The photo shoot was a lot of fun. And then just like seeing us in that magazine was really cool.
How important at this point in your lives is your mother's approval about what you do?
When we first started a band and I told her we wanted a tour, she was like, I don't care what you do, just at least graduate and then you can do whatever you want. So she's really supportive.
I actually had to do online high school because when we started touring, I was like 17, or I was a senior, so I had to finish online, and I graduated online.
What was that experience like for you being out on the road for the first time in your lives?
It was really fun.
Yeah.
It was like a road trip. It just, we had to get used to like the whole not showering every day and not eating right, but I think we have it mastered by now.
How have you grown as people since recording the World Outside CD?
It was the first time we had to do a pre-production. So before we started writing The World Outside, I was afraid to write about like anything that I wanted to write about. And I think after being in pre-pro, it like taught me to not be afraid of like writing about stuff most people are scared to write about.
When we did Reach, like, I think as a musician I wasn't as talented, and Aexia like had to help me on most of the parts that I made up, and she'd always like you should do this part inside or this, and then I would be like, okay, I'll do that. But then on this CD I like wrote all my parts and like was able to just do it on my own without contribute way more on this CD than it was on Reach.
Who inspires you as far as bass playing? I know you're a Death Cab for Cutie fan, and the bass on Death Cab for Cutie kicks. So would that be a big influence?
Yes, they're like my favorite band. And every CD they come out with is always amazing. Every single song is always good. It's just, I like them a lot.
What inspires you musically?
Tepe from Thrice, the guitarist, because I grew up listening to like all of their albums, and I was like in love with him too when I was younger. So yeah, he's like my biggest inspiration.
Aexia, what do you love about your sister Anissa?
She's the only one that really makes me laugh. She's the only one that knows it. Oh, don't pretend you didn't know that. But yeah, she's the only one that makes me like genuinely laugh.
Do you feel having her in your life and being in this band has made your life easier and more enjoyable?
I wouldn't be able to do it without her.
Me either.
Just because we've been living with each other already for like 20 years, so we're just compatible.
And Anissa?
Same question. I just know that like Aexia, I can always count on her with anything. Like if I ever need advice, she's always there for me. So, and she's like the one person that I trust the most out of anyone. So that's what I like most about my sister.
What advice would you give to somebody whose heart had been broken?
To write a song, or just to write, keep writing. I had an English teacher who was like, if you are stuck on a project, just keep writing no matter what you're saying, or no matter what you like is running through your thoughts. And I tried that, and it like really helped me. Just because like sometimes you gotta talk to yourself about stuff and not worry about like your friends' opinions. So that's what I do. That's what I always do.
And Anissa?
Listen to your favorite albums that make
that's
you
a good
happy, because that always helps for me big time.
How often have you guys had your hearts broken?
I kind of break hearts more than
Wow.
get them broken.
Really?
Not purposely.
What inspired the CD and the song title, The World Outside?
The song's like about touring and stuff and how hard it could be and how you could lose yourself on the road sometimes just because you're away from like all your true friends and your family. And I think everyone in the band can really relate to that song, so that's why we titled the album that.
What inspired the song March of the Dead?
I like horror movies a lot, so I just wanted to write like a song about like zombie soldiers. It was kind of just like a story I made up.
And then, of course, the song Come Home.
That one's about my dad that my mom and like the three of us left when I was like 5 or something. And it's also about my stepdad, and it's also about my ex-boyfriend. So it's like about all the men in my life that kind of, I feel like they failed me. So it's kind of like a sensitive song.
Has your view of men failing you, has that changed, do you think, over the past few years?
No, but I think that I'm not as strong as I should be because I couldn't live with those people in my life, like since they left me, you know? So it's a pretty sad song.
So are you saying you had to cut these people out so that they couldn't hurt you anymore?
I either cut them out or they cut me out.
What has been your greatest fan encounter so far?
The fans in Brazil are crazy. We had to stay in the green rooms all the time, because if we went outside, like into the venue, they'd like grab us and like try and kiss them. Like they would kiss us. It was so weird, but it was really cool.
Yeah, there's
this
one kid that like jumped up on stage, and I play guitar while I sing, so like I couldn't. He like pressed his lips against my face and just stayed there, and I just kept trying to shake my head, but he wouldn't get off of me, so I just had to like push him off. It sucked because I was like, you're cool, but get off of me. There was another time where this girl came to our show, and I gave her the wrong impression, and she thought I was a lesbian, so she gave me a kiss goodbye, and I was just yeah, she kissed me on the lips.
Yeah.
And it was kind of funny.
Do you consider yourself to be spiritual people?
I was born a Catholic, but I don't believe in like the whole confession thing. I think everyone has their own relationship with God, and they don't have to confess to some other person. They can just like say it in their prayers, or so I guess I believe in more of like a personal relationship with like God. And then she's the same, yeah.
What kind of influence do you think that has on your music?
I don't think it has any, but it helps us on the road, like with praying and stuff. Because it gets really hard on the road when you miss like your friends and your family, and you need someone to talk to besides like the 5 people you're stuck with for a long time.
How would you define the word love?
I think everyone has a different definition of it.
Yeah.
I don't believe there's one person, one like soulmate for everybody. I think you just gotta find that person.
You have to find the right person, and
it could be anybody.
Yep.
Do you think there ever comes a point in a person's life where it's too late to find that other person?
No, never.
No.
Never.
What are your makeup must-haves, and name them?
I'm wearing a combination of MAC and Darla makeup.
Me too.
Darla's like one of our sponsors, and they do a lot of like crazy colors. So.
And their stuff is like vegetarian makeup, correct?
Is it?
Yep,
Yeah.
it is.
Blairing Out with Eric Blair show with Aexia and Anissa of I Set to Kill. Signing off. Bye-bye.
The Blairing Out Show.